Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the numbers and the strategy behind one of the most powerful and influential companies on the entire planet, Saudi Aramco.
Okay, let's just kick things off with a number that sets the stage for everything. We're talking about a market cap that consistently hangs around $2 trillion. I mean, that's a figure so massive, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around it.
And that valuation, it makes Saudi Aramco the single largest company of its kind anywhere in the world. Its sheer size gives it this incredible influence, not just on the global economy, but right at home on the Saudi stock market, where its performance can literally move the whole index. All right, so what exactly is Saudi Aramco, and how in the world did it become this absolute titan of the energy sector? Well, at its heart, it's a state-owned giant, and it manages the world's largest proven oil reserves. But its profits aren't just corporate earnings. No, this is the financial engine that's funding Saudi Arabia's massive national transformation. We're talking everything from infrastructure to those ambitious mega projects under the kingdom's Vision 2030 plan. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The way the company is actually structured. See, its power doesn't just come from pumping oil out of the ground. It comes from controlling the entire energy process, from the very beginning to the very end. In the industry, they call this an integrated model. By controlling every single step, from finding oil in massive fields like Ghawar to refining that crude into gasoline and chemicals, Aramco has this incredible flexibility. It means they can pull in stable profits even when global oil prices are going completely wild. So let's pivot a bit and talk about the stock itself. Let's see how all this operational muscle translates for investors and for people watching the markets. Ever since it listed on the Saudi Tadawul exchange, the ticker is 2222, the stock has been a huge deal. You have to remember, its IPO was the biggest in history, and you can bet the entire financial world has been watching its every move since then. So this timeline shows a couple of key moments. After that blockbuster IPO, the company recently did a 1-for-10 stock split. Now, that kind of move doesn't actually change the company's total value, but by lowering the price of a single share, it was really designed to make the stock easier to buy for a much wider group of investors. To really get a handle on its stock performance and its financial health, we've got to look past just the share price. We need to dig into a couple of key numbers that analysts always use to figure out what's going on. So, put simply, the PE ratio is just a quick way to see how much investors are willing to pay for every dollar the company earns. A lower PE can often mean a company is super profitable compared to its stock price. And here's where it gets pretty interesting. Aramco's PE ratio tends to sit around 20. Now, to give you some perspective, a popular tech company might have a PE of 30, 40, or even way higher. A lower number like Aramco's tells you just how immensely profitable it is. I mean, it earns so much money that its stock price actually looks pretty reasonable in comparison. And this right here perfectly illustrates one of the biggest reasons people invest in this company, its incredibly generous dividend policy. Aramco consistently pays out a huge chunk of its profits to its shareholders, with an annual yield that's often somewhere between 6 and 8%. That's a remarkably high and stable income stream for investors. So here's the bottom line. It's this powerful combination. You've got the massive scale, which you see in the market cap. You've got the incredible profitability, which that low PE ratio shows us. And then you have that high, steady income from the dividend. That trio right there makes it a totally unique player in the financial world. But this energy giant isn't just focused on today's oil market. No, it's playing a central role in powering a massive national transformation. You know, as a cornerstone of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, Aramco is making some huge moves to diversify. It's investing a ton of money into sustainable tech, like green hydrogen and carbon capture. It's expanding its chemical business, and it's providing the energy backbone for those futuristic mega projects like NEOM. This quote really gets to the heart of the challenge they're facing, right? They have to lead the current energy market that the world absolutely depends on, while at the very same time, they're investing in and preparing for a much more sustainable and very different future. And that really leaves us with the fundamental multi-trillion-dollar question that's going to shape not just the future of this one company, but quite possibly the entire global energy landscape for decades to come.